So John, I want to dive into those first couple years into the business. 2012, 2013, 14, coming out of the recession, there's still,
Right.
foreclosures, short sales, all this stuff happening. What did you have a lot of success in the beginning? Did you just like hit the ground running? Did you have struggles? How did you
Uh,
think about, you mentioned building your business through your sphere. How did you think about building your business?
right. So I was really lucky. Of course, I had my father was still in the business the first year that I was in it. Um, and I was making those calls, like we had set up a website back then that was bank owned properties that did really well because that was the thing then. Everybody was looking for that deal on a bank owned property. So I was making a lot of calls for those things. And gosh, I would say 75% of them didn't buy a bank owned home. They were just a good contact. So
Yeah.
you got to make those calls. You got to pick up the phone. Don't hide behind a text. Don't hide behind an email. Pick up the phone. Most people still like to hear your voice. Yeah, there are some millennials that will prefer other sources, and that's fine. And you can hit them up that way as well. But you got to get out of your way and do the work. In that first year, um, so I told you I had an offer that was really good in Pittsburgh, and I told my wife, I said, I'm turning down a job that is quite significant. And I think that was my ammo. That's all I needed. Because if you turn down a good paying job, now you're forced to make it right.
Yeah.
And so I told her, I said, look, I'm gonna do that in my first year, and if we do, then I think we're good the rest of the way. And so I was able to match that my first year.
No, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
then
And you're right about, judging, not judging leads, and people, right? Like I remember I did a deal one time. This probably would have been, I don't even know, six years ago, and an agent in our office at my former brokerage came up to me like, "Hey, I don't know anything about HUD homes. Do you want this? Do you want this client?" And I cut my teeth in REOs. When I got into the business, we were selling off a bank portfolio, and I was like, "Sure, I'll take them." That
right,
that lead never bought a HUD home. They ended up just buying a normal house,
that's
So,
right.
just never judging, a lead or someone that comes to you because you don't really know the full story in the beginning.
That's right, absolutely. And again, it's some of those leads that they might be a lower dollar, or they might be somebody that's struggling financially, or had some background issues or something. But those are all people we can help.
Yeah.
Again, which is why I'm in the industry. So
So your first year seemed like success because you were able to kind of match, what you turned down from that potential career move over to Pittsburgh. What happened over the next couple of years? Lead me up to,
oh wow,
kind of current day.
yeah. So well, that after the first year, my my father decided to retire. He was already kind of thinking about it, but it worked out that I could buy him out. And so he kind of took a back seat for a couple of years until his license had came to renew, and it was finally like, yeah, let's just let it go, because he wasn't doing anything at that point. So like 2013, I bought him out officially. At the time, there was one other agent on the team still. uh, it wasn't a good match to split that business, so I took it on myself, and kind of selected my own agents to come on the team.
Sure.
One of them being Tatsuni Sei. She's my sister-in-law. That was a shoe-in. She's been with me, 8 years now, I think. And then another girl who came. She was actually interviewing with another agent. They couldn't use her, so she came over, and she had been a broker in Denver, and came here and decided to relicense in Ohio and start real estate again. And that's Michelle Bell, and she's now been with me, I think, 7 years, 6 or 7 years.
That's awesome.
So now we're a team of three. My admin, Deb Helmrich, who has been with our team since right before I went into it. So over 10 years. But she's been with Remax affiliates in our office for like 30 years.
Wow.
She's assisted the broker, and she's assisted other agents. She's assisted my father, and and so she's been with us a long time, and she knows the ins and outs. So it's kind of cool to have that team behind me.
John, just curious, were you wanting to build a team and take over the team, or was it just because it kind of fell into your lap a little bit like that, and just kind of the right, passing
Right,
of that on to you? I'm just, because some agents get
right.
in there like, nope, I'm not dealing with other people. I just want to do, my own thing. And obviously some, want that team structure, just for leverage and stuff. I'm curious, because that was really
Right.
early on in your career to make that decision.
Absolutely. And there's two things to look at there. Do you want a team for growth and income, or do you want a team to help inspire you and to give you another opportunity to help other people? And I think
Mm,
that's kind of what it boils down to me is I can help them grow and fulfill their wishes as well.
mm-hmm.
It's just another way for me to be another teacher, like I was in photography, and I
Yeah.
enjoy that part of it. I enjoy having the multi-layered of layers of real estate. So, yeah, not I didn't do it to grow into this um, huge team. We're still three as far as licensed agents go. Will I add one? Maybe at one point. We did have four of us at one point, but I don't know. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's a testament to your leadership, right? That people have stayed that long, because in real estate, especially in a team, format, I think that what the average is, what, every 3 to 4 years, they're with you for about 3 to 4 years. And, you have
Yeah.
someone that's been with you for 7 and 8, and, a person that was with you and your father before that. So,
Right.
that's awesome that that you have that loyalty, and that they trust you as the leader, and that culture that you're building.
Right. Well, I mean, you could say every people leave because the grass is greener somewhere else.
Sure.
I don't know if agents believe that they're not meeting their goals because of the brokerage they're with or whatever. Sometimes that happens. And that's what they blame it on or whatever. Um, but I believe I take everything is on me. Like if I'm not performing, it's me, and I side first and try to figure out how can correct that rather than trying to point a finger somewhere else.
Yeah.
And our team has my father started our team, but he started it with Remax affiliates. We have always been with Remax affiliates. I think it was 1993 it started. So
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I want to kind of fast forward into the future. I want to be respectful of your time, because obviously you're down in paradise, and hey, it is 57 degrees here today, or at least it was. That was the high. So
I'm, don't worry, I think it's only 75 here. But I do have this view. I mean,
yeah, yeah. I, I would love to just swap places. The beach
right?
and sand is where I need to be. Water and sand. That's where I need to be.
Yeah.